And we're back with a quick channel update. And just the admin stuff out of the way with first. We're going to be doing Oxygen Unlimited on Thursdays, well, Mondays and Thursdays, and Tuesday and Friday this week is Astro Colony, but Tuesday and Friday next week, there's actually an opening there. So, this is the wheel of random games that people have told me about and that I've wishlisted on Steam somewhere at some point, and I thought we'd just do a quick spin and see which one shows up. Please don't be something terrible. I left in some ones in there that I shouldn't have, but I wanted to just leave them in. And from the depths. Oh, God. Well, yeah, I'd kind of forgotten I'd even had this on the list. Oh, this is going to be weird. You gotta build ships or... I'm not sure if this game is, like, single player or not, or... Oh, God. Yep, that's going to be an interesting one, all right. Oh, well, I made my bed. I'll have to lie in it. So, that will make next Tuesday and Friday interesting. I have no idea how well that game is going to go down. We mainly play an episode of it and then just cut out because it might not be viable for the channel, but I thought it'd be interesting just to try a few new things. The rest of this channel update is less of a channel update and more just some stuff about Scotland. Went to Edinburgh for a few days, and yes, it was a beautiful city. Very relaxing indeed. However, also very dangerous. You see, as we were walking down the street on our very first day there, we saw this, the Waverley. Now, you see, the Waverley to me looks like an old man bar. It's got that, too much junk in the window type of thing, and it looks like, probably there's too many people farting in there. But that's usually a good thing. Well, not the farting, the old man bar thing, because that usually means you get booze at a decent price, and they've probably got a decent amount of whiskey. I mean, it's got whiskey written there right on the front of it. It was a trap. Look at all that whiskey. Just so much. I mean, they've got... Okay, over here we got our Talisker. We've got, Springbank 15. They've got Scapa. They've got Scapa behind the bar. Nowhere in Ireland can you get that. You don't get that. Like, no. This was just... No. We were in so much trouble. Things got even worse. We ordered a couple of whiskeys. We took the guy's suggestion. Unfortunately, he brought us the wrong one. So, he just left us that one and got us the other one, and it didn't charge us for the incorrect order. We tried to pay him, but he refused. So then, we just couldn't leave. And that was sort of like the end of our first day. But I mean, we didn't arrive till 5 o'clock. So, wasn't a complete waste. And we definitely got to have a good time enjoying all their whiskies. And that was our first introduction to Scotland. Now, we're not alcoholics. We did go do some touristy stuff the next day. I mean, you can even see the Poo Emoji shopping centre there in the distance. We saw some stuff. I mean, there's a clock made out of flowers, for God's sakes. And that thing actually works. Then we got hungry and we went for nachos. Big thanks to Gary Brooks for the recommendation. They were an excellent call. They sorted us out and gave us a perfect lining. All the energy we needed to go to a little trad bar and listen to music while sweating an awful lot and taking out-of-focus pictures of whiskies that we were trying to consume. Now, I know this sounds like we were basically just headed towards an early grave with all of this drinking and consuming of high-saturated fats. However, we were saved the next day by this man, Edgar. He owns All-Star Guides in Edinburgh. It's like a walking tour company. Also happens to be an Oxygen Not Included player, so, this turned out to be perfect. Did you ever wonder what a Rimworld tombstone would look like in real life? Well, I no longer have to wonder. Thanks, Edgar. I used to think the whole cat-girl fetish thing was new and came along with the internet. Turns out the Scottish people have had a cat-girl fetish for God knows how long. I don't think I needed to know that, but now that I know it, it just makes things worse, actually. No one even knows why they're there. There's just nothing about them. There's just a bunch of cat girls with boobs on top of a building. Why? Just why? Also introduce us to the best place to get haggis. If you don't apply the whiskey sauce first, though, it may result in uncontrollable rage in Irish people. Unless you've got some mashed potatoes on the side. The mashed potatoes will just even the Irish people out. They'll be fine after that. But yes, haggis is actually pretty good, surprisingly enough. Edgar refused to accept cash in payment, which, that was just completely unacceptable. So instead, we just played him in booze. It seemed like a good sort of compromise. Now, I don't think that's standard practice, because, he has to run a company and all that. But it worked out pretty okay. Unfortunately, I think we may have overpaid in booze at some point because then he bought us rounds and then we bought him rounds because he overpaid. And then whiskeys and then doubles and then it got all sorts of that thing where it's like 12 o'clock in the morning and you're both shouting at each other about something or you're talking about something that happened 200 years ago and then you're both not sure what exactly your point was. Yeah, it was one of those nights. It was awesome. The trick to hangovers is to eat something before you sober up. So, first thing in the morning, you got to drag yourself out of bed, and you got to eat something, and you got to make sure it's hearty, because you don't, you're just going to be in a world of hurt for hours longer. You got to eat that breakfast, get it down. Now, see that there below, above the black pudding? That white pudding looking thing? That's not white pudding. That's actually more haggis. It's just everywhere, man. Was not as good as the stuff with the whiskey sauce. I mean, it was okay, but yeah, I was dreaming of the whiskey sauce. Oh, and shameless plug for Edgar and the All Star Guides. I mean, they play Oni, so like Oni people got to stick together type of thing. Turns out the national animal of Scotland is the unicorn. Yep, did not know that. How did I not know that the national animal was a unicorn? I feel like since I'm their neighbor, I should know that, but nope, had no idea. Also, here's a cherub holding a skull. Yep. And this here is a monument using the spike core technique, pioneered by RimWorld, of course. It may look a little bit older, but trust me, yeah, no, it's definitely a RimWorld-inspired spike core monument. We did see a bunch of other stuff, but I just didn't take pictures of it. I have certain interests and, things that catch my eye. Like, do you see this drink here on the right? That is called a negroni. Now, I have actually, let me back it up here. This here is the best pina colada I have ever tasted. Up until this point, I didn't understand pina coladas. Well, I mean, I thought they were okay. When I tasted this one, it was made with actual coconut milk and it tasted delicious. This was gorgeous. And this made sense of all the pina coladas that I had that were mediocre over the years. I mean, it's not like I had a lot of them. You try one every so often when you're on holidays. Because, you're on holidays. It's pina colada. This here is a Negroni cocktail. Now, the thing is, I'd seen these on cocktail menus all over the place, but I'd never actually tried one. Then out of curiosity, I actually tried one. And did you ever drink something that makes you just sort of pucker your lips and go, ugh, that's like it's just sort of a bitter, nasty taste? That's what a pina colada is, except it's sort of like a full body pucker. Your entire body puckers when you taste it. It's just, it's terrifyingly bad. I can't comprehend how anyone could enjoy it. So I'm convinced somewhere out there is actually a good Negroni. It's just, I've been tasting the bad ones made at bad places, and eventually, just like that pina colada, I'll find a good place that does them, and I'll enjoy. Well, maybe not enjoy, that's probably too strong a word. These things are still pretty nasty, but I'll understand. It'll finally make sense. So after trying the, Ireland, Portugal, Spain, and now Edinburgh, I can definitively say so far I have not managed to find a good Negroni. Every single one of them have been absolutely horrifyingly bad. It's not that I'm crazy, it's just, why are they on like 90% of the cocktail menus? You think if something was never being ordered, people just be like, yeah, no one orders these things, they're terrible. Why is it there? Why is this a thing? Is it like a leftover vestigial thing where someone made a cocktail handbook like 50 years ago, and from now on all pubs have to have that on their cocktail menu? Is that why it's there? I don't get it. Rant over. We also checked out Camera Obscura, which I recommend. It resulted in this picture of the panopticon of just too many baldy beardies that look slightly crazy. Just a wee bit. It's also made me really curious why Siobhan's forehead is just so blazingly hot. I assume it's just, sunburn or something. It's gotta be, right? And they have this amazing software that allows you to de-age or age yourself up. If you want to see what I would look like if I was younger, I could go get pictures, but no. We can use this amazing software, and there you go. That's what I would look like if I was a baby. It's actually pretty accurate. That was pretty much what my beard looked like, and I was already bald at that age. They have this cool vertigo tunnel there. Piece of advice: maybe don't have several drinks before you go. I mean, depends what your stomach level is like at, but I would probably advise people who have a sensitive stomach just not to do that. Probably a safer bet. One thing we were not brave enough to try while we were there was the Scotch pie, the Scotch egg, or the sausage roll out of this container. This seemed, this was a gamble we were not willing to take. Now, do you see that whiskey right there? That Balventine Caribbean Cask 14? Yep. No one should ever buy that. You should stay as far away from that as possible because they're all mine. All of them are mine. Just stay away or I will find you. Anyway, I'm going to cut this channel update out there. I hope you enjoyed it. Good luck. You okay?